I mean, for me, I guess it's, being able to provide for my family. So being able to make enough money for sure to contribute to my mortgage and my bills and my health insurance and save college, be able to save for college, and, take a vacation. And so, for me, having been in the workplace, I knew how much money the minimum amount that I needed to make. So that was definitely, for me, I'm not a trust funder, so I have to earn money. So there's a lot of photographers out there who, they don't have, they have support or their husbands make money, they don't have to. But for me, so all those bottom lines had to be met, or I wouldn't be supposed to be doing it. And then ideally, on a more ideal front, as you get into it, it's getting hired to do the work that you really want to do. I'll do corporate headshots, or, I'll shoot some weddings, or, because you have to, if it's a slow month, I take work that's not necessarily super exciting, but when you are getting more jobs that are in line with what you love to do, so for me, that would be getting majority of my work is shooting food and people and maybe some travel photography, and that's 75% of, I would say, between 50 and 75% of my work, ideally 75, and 25% of my assignments or the work that I get are boring or, not that creatively stimulating. I would say that that's successful for me, that I'm getting the jobs that I want to be doing, if that makes sense.
Yes, that totally makes sense. Thank you. What do you see as the key drivers of your own success as a freelancer?
What do I see as the key drivers of what?
Of your own success in the freelance world.
I guess I don't understand how that's different from what I just answered. I don't know if you can give me an example, or I don't know how to answer that one, because I feel like I just gave that. That one, the one being of getting the job that I really want to be doing, or.
No, the question is more about, are there any specific traits or behaviors that help you to achieve this success?
Wait, hold on. Repeat that?
Are there any specific traits or behaviors that help you to achieve success?
You have to be able to set your own schedule, and because I don't have a boss, I'm my boss and I'm the worker, so you have to be able to organize yourself, to create your own to-do list, to create, to stay on task. So, I use my calendar a lot, and so I think you have to be pretty organized and diligent to, get up and go sit at your desk, because it could be really easy to sit in front of the TV and go to yoga and go to the movies, because
it would be great.
There are definitely days that are hard. There's definitely days and weeks that are harder to, to get motivated, because you have to create your own. I guess the word is accountability, right? I have to create my own accountability for myself, because I don't have I don't have anybody creating that and telling me like, oh, you have this deadline and you need, so I have to create my own deadlines and I have to create my own accountability for myself and I have to, I have to stick with it or else I get, super far behind. So, that, I think that's an important trait. I think you have to be independent, because you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can, I don't work in I would love to be in a co-office space,
mm-hmm.
but the problem for me and how I work is, if I'm on location a lot, because I'm on, when I work, I go on location to the shoot. And so if I'm shooting a lot or if I have a busy week, for me, like if I worked in the space like team,
mm-hmm.
There might be a month where I would never use that space.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have thought about that part. So you have to, you have to put yourself out there. I don't know what trait that is, like if you want to say that's self. But you constantly, and so when you work by yourself in your own space, you have to reach out and create your own happy hours or create your own community and do those kinds of things because, or else it can be isolating if you're not in. I think that's one of the best things about, co-office space. But for me, I just don't think I would use it enough to justify the overhead.
Mm-hmm.
What other characteristics? I think the biggest one is probably just the accountability. Like, you have to, you're the president and you're the worker. And so, if you don't set that accountability up, I don't know if that's a trait, though. I don't know if that's the right trait. But I would say organized and diligence are very important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that answers it.
Yes, that answers my question perfectly. Thank you. So you said that you started freelancing in 2011. Would you leave the freelancing world if you got a traditional 9 to 5 p.m. job?
I would if it was, but it would have to be, I guess it would have to be a pretty amazing job. I would leave the freelancing world if I was asked to become a staff photographer. I don't think I'd give up photography, but if I was asked to become like a staff photographer for I don't know if you know the clothing line Mini Bowden, or let's say like Land's End or LL Bean, if one of those companies asked me to apply for a in-house staff photographer, shooting catalogs and doing, what I do and the salary was right, I would definitely apply and strongly consider it for sure. But it would have to, at this point, it would have to be the right job, and the right amount of money, but I would definitely consider something. I think, with having kids and needing health care, that's a huge thing, for sure. So, so if it had good health care and the job was right and it was interesting and the money was right, I would strongly consider it for sure. You would also have to have the right amount of vacation time. I don't know. I couldn't go back to 2 weeks vacation time, that is for sure.
Yeah, that's not a lot, 2 weeks.
No.
How did the transition to freelancing affect your work-life balance?